Once upon a time there was an extraordinarily handsome young prince named Charles, who lived in the most magnificent castle in all of Essex. Because of his surpassing handsomeness, and his exceeding wit and charm, all of the princesses in Britain wanted to marry him, but there was only one he wanted. She was from Northumbria, and her name was Ermengarde. She was the most beautiful princess in Britain, and her father was the richest king in the north. They got to see each other only sporadically because of the differences between their fathers, but they conspired to meet whenever possible. One day, when Prince Charles was a-hunting in his father's forest, he spied the princess's carriage on the road being waylaid by highwaymen. He stole up quietly and hid himself in the brush, his bow and arrow at the ready. When he saw the chief of the robbers approach the princess's carriage, he let fly an arrow which pierced the man's neck, and he fell gurgling to the ground. The brave prince and his men leapt out of the undergrowth and quickly dispatched the robbers with their swords. The princess was overjoyed to see her beloved coming to her rescue, and she leapt into his arms. He kissed her gently, and promised always to keep her safe. Then the prince and his retinue escorted the princess to Essex, where they met with the king. Charles asked his father, King Sleda, to send to King Athelfrith of Northumbria, and arrange the marriage of himself and the Princess Ermengarde. The pagan King Athelfrith was a cruel and heartless man, and he refused the marriage, saying that his daughter was too good to marry any man from the south. He ordered the princess to return at once, and sent an armed guard to take her. Both the prince and princess were distraught at the news, and they vowed that somehow they would defy her father. Soon enough Prince Charles had amassed an army, and began the march to Northumbria to defeat the king and claim Ermengarde's hand in marriage. His troops reached the border of Northumbria to find a vast army awaiting them, with heavy cavalry, archers, and thousands upon thousands of infantrymen. He knew that his cause was lost, but he would not give up. He ordered his men to charge into battle. They fought valiantly, but were routed by the superior northern forces. Prince Charles himself was captured and placed in prison. He was tortured mercilessly with hot irons and vicious clamps that crushed his bones. And when he eventually died in horrible agony, he only cried out the name of his beloved Ermengarde.